what is it really noticing about me? Is it noticing more than only my hands? How does it react if I say things, or if I move around relative to the robot, or if I bring my friend over, or if my facial expression changes? And I think that is a provocation for them to consider more broadly, what do these systems learn from? And then what do I want in an interaction with this system? What happened was I had a theme and idea that I wanted to explore, which was this: what does it mean to be cared for? How does it feel to be held? And then I spent that first year probing those questions. This funnel of ideas was beginning to narrow, and at that point we were playing with motion that we call tendon-driven motion. So you imagine spinning a string around a spool, sticking a motor on that spool, and then as you drive the motor with some kind of power, it will spin, and that spool will spin, and you can pull and do all kinds of interesting things with the string. I started to think about what in nature moves in that way, and I immediately gravitated towards hands and fingers. And to this question of what does it mean to be cared for, I was like, well, what if the robot just learns how to be lovable? It learns how to be endearing to this audience, and it learns that much the same way that a child would, or an animal, by trying different things, trying different behaviors, getting real-time feedback, and then choosing a new behavior to try. And so when that also got layered on, we knew we were going to build this giant 9-foot-high robot hand, and it was going to have a computer in it, and it would learn from real-time data. And then for the exterior, I wanted it to be something that was approachable and beautiful, and even if it wasn't moving, would be intriguing to look at. The way that I came to choreorobotics is because I was a professional dancer in New York for a number of years, and always felt like I had this bifurcated life because I had a performing arts career, and I was a dancer and a choreographer, and I was a technologist in some regard. It always ebbed and flowed as to what the medium was, and I felt like I lived in these two different worlds, and I wanted to combine them. I've performed with, at this point, probably 15 different kinds of robots. And in those performances, I'm inherently a part of the experience that the audience is having. When I came to the Exploratorium, I saw all of these people, visitors, out on the floor, moving around with these exhibits and having these one-to-one experiences. And I thought, I want to remove myself as a mediation of the experience of the work and create my own robot that other people can experience outside of those horizons of performance. So the experience needs to be robust enough that people can access it without me. And that's exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking. I think what we've made is the amalgamation of a huge amount of contributions from a great team. So it's obviously not exclusively mine. And I think it demonstrates a complete shift in the way that I think about my work going forward, where I'll continue to use dance and choreography to imbue and change the behaviors of the entity that I'm making. And it can use that knowledge as part of the broader experience. Another part of the work is to open the door and shine a light at the end of the tunnel, which is to say that we think that building these machines as an invitation for human expression and interaction is as valid as a pursuit as building these machines to perform functional, useful tasks, whether that's wiping dishes or monitoring a construction site. And so I think we so often, as engineers, play in this utility space. And I think something that's beautiful about the Exploratorium as an artist-in-residence is to even help push folks who are outside of the museum to consider what kinds of robots can we build that are not only useful for a series of tasks, but are imaginative beacons to what the future of our world with machines will look like.